why am I doing this transit of Rahu so late? So when I, kind of started informing people about that, I'm doing a transit, Rahu transit talk. So one of the person was, telling me that, isn't it too late? It has already changed the sign. So first thing first, it's going to be there for 18 months. And it is a huge 18 months. So ये 18 महीनों के लिए रहने वाला है राहु इस मेष राशि में, Aries sign में. So it makes it very, very special. So it being in Aries sign for almost 18 months, it becomes very, very important. What makes it even more important? इसकी और ज्यादा अहमियत क्या है? वो मैं थोड़ा सा उसके ऊपर लाइट डालता हूं. So I'm going to throw some light over that as well. Too late. First of all, Rahu transit is happening too late. The Rahu talk that I am doing is too late. 1 month late. Why? Okay. First of all, good things always come late. Good things always come late. Secondary, the transit of Rahu in Aries is not as simple as Jupiter or Saturn. Saturn has entered Aquarius. Jupiter has entered Pisces. Both of these signs are their own signs. So we have, an instant indication that Saturn is going into its own sign, Jupiter is going into its own sign. So something good is expected. But Rahu is not in its own sign. Rahu is in Aries, the sign of Mars, the sign of an enemy, the sign of a planet. When conjunct Rahu, it makes the situation explosive. That is a huge, huge, huge difference. So it becomes more complex. Let me even make it more complex for you now. You may think that it is in Aries, in Mars sign, not a good sign, it's an enemy sign. Let me make it even more complex for you. Why am I doing this talk so late? It is not an easy task. It is not an easy task. First of all, Rahu is a shadowy planet. Rahu is a shadowy planet. It is in fact not a physical planet. So first of all, why this talk is so late, happening so late? The reason being, Rahu is a very complex planet and the transit is even more complex. Rahu is a shadowy planet in the sign Aries, the sign of Mars, which creates an explosive situation. And now let me make it merrier or complex for you. Merrier for who? Merrier for, astrologers, researchers who have been doing researches. And let me make it complex for you. Saturn has third aspect. In Vedic astrology, it has a full aspect on the third house. Saturn will be aspecting Aries from Aquarius. So from accounting from Aquarius, you count 3 signs ahead, you get Aries. So Saturn has complete impact on Aries sign with Rahu posited in it. It is not just Rahu you need to assess. आपको सिर्फ राहु को ही असेस नहीं करना है, आपको उसके ऊपर शनि की दृष्टि आने वाली है, अगले 1.5 साल तक रहेगी. It's going to be there for 1.5 years till the time next 18 months till Rahu is in Aries. Saturn will be judging, Saturn will be controlling, Saturn will be destabilizing the results of North Node Rahu. Let me make it even more complex now. According to Nadi Jyotish. Now what is Nadi? Nadi is basically vein, the vein that a doctor grabs hold when he wants to assess you minutely. What's happening with you? Is your pulse down or is your pulse high? Is your pulse strong or is your pulse weak? That is Nadi. This vein, it is called Nadi. And from there comes Nadi Jyotish or Nadi Astrology. So grabbing hold of a planet as minutely as from a vein. That is Nadi Jyotish. Going into depth, intensive depth. Now, according to Nadi, what is happening? So what's really happening is, I'll just unmute everybody. I want you to participate. I really don't want you to, I don't like mute participants. Let me unmute you all. How do I unmute everybody? Ask all to unmute. Okay, great. Until unless you don't have background noises, I would like you to be unmute. Now, everybody, can anybody tell me where will Rahu transit from Aries?
Taurus.
No.
Pisces. No, going the other way. Pisces.
It will transit into Pisces.
Oh.
And where is Jupiter now? It has just transited recently. It is already in Pisces. So what do we have here? Rahu is going backwards to Pisces, and Jupiter is trying to enter into next sign after 1 year. Where will it go? It is a preparation. So basically, Rahu is going to go into Pisces, and Jupiter is going to enter Aries even before Rahu makes that transit into Pisces. So Jupiter will be already in Aries.
Yes.
So coming back again, I'll capture what I just said. Why am I doing this talk now? Rahu ki talk itni late kyun ho rahi hai? It is most complex. Rahu is shadowy planet. Jupiter or Saturn ki main kar chuka hu. I have conducted Jupiter Saturn covered. I have covered Jupiter and Saturn talk. Why? It is very simple. Saturn in own sign Aquarius, Jupiter in own sign Pisces, but Rahu in Aries. According to the primordial chart, the Kala Purusha chart, what we call the primordial chart starting Aries as ascendant, it has entered Aries zodiac sign. The sign of Mars, Mangal ki Rashi mein hai. वो मंगल जो उसका शत्रु है, the Mars, that Mars which is enemy to Rahu, makes it a very explosive situation. Then another thing, what is happening is Saturn will be constantly aspecting that Rahu in Aries. Third thing, according to Nadi Jyotish, Jupiter will transit into Aries before Rahu changes to Pisces. So we have multiple impacts here. Not just Rahu entered Aries, so let's give the result. No, that is absolutely wrong. Now this transit of Rahu is very, 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 very complex, and one has to be very careful with this transit, analyzing this transit. It took me a long while to actually pinpoint the events because Rahu is a shadowy planet. It is not an easy planet to grab hold of. So what are the three important things happening with Rahu? Let me just wrap it up very fast. First of all, Rahu is a very complex planet. It's a shadowy planet. Second thing, it is in Mars sign. It is in the sign of Mars, Aries, and Mars is not a very good, Mars is not very quite harmonious with Rahu. It creates very explosive situation. The second point is that, Saturn will be aspecting Rahu from Aquarius sign. And thirdly, the most important thing, according to Nadi Jyotish, Jupiter will transit into Aries before Rahu comes into Pisces. So there are three impacts. What are those three impacts? Because Rahu is moving towards Jupiter and Jupiter is moving towards Rahu. So there are many things happening all together with Rahu. Impact of Mars, impact of Saturn, and impact of Jupiter, according to Nadi Astrology. So it makes it a very complex situation for Rahu to be analyzed. So I'm going to post my links again for new members who've just joined. आप मेरा work follow कर सकते हैं, WhatsApp group join कर सकते हैं latest updates के लिए. So you can join WhatsApp group for latest updates and follow my work on Facebook and YouTube. I have conducted Jupiter and Saturn transit talk previously, which I will be posting to YouTube channel very soon. So you can watch that. I will not make it so complex for you that you lose the grip of it and are not able to assess. मैं ऐसा नहीं करूंगा कि 108 नक्षत्रों 108 पदों में पार्ट्स में जो आपको उलझा दूं और उससे आपको क्लैरिटी ही ना रहे. एस्ट्रोलॉजी का पर्पस ये नहीं है. The purpose of astrology is to simplify things which are complex, to convey that information and knowledge which is complex in the simplest form. And trust me, astrology is not complex. It has been made complex. It is not complex at all. That is the beauty of astrology. You can use it every day for yourself in a very simple way, understanding the cycle of nature, how these planets, how everything is harmoniously working in the form of a wave around you. All right, for people who have just joined my room, who have just joined this talk, let me give you a brief about myself. Who am I? Many would be new to me. Many must have not seen my face. So I'll just give you a brief about myself. And I am mentioning few links in the chat box here. There is a WhatsApp group where you will be intimated about new free workshops and much more content and much more exciting stuff about astrology, tarot, Vastu, and ancient science of harmony, architecture in harmony to nature and its energies. And sometimes, rarely, I talk about Tantra. But you can follow me on WhatsApp, joining the group. You can follow my work on Facebook. You can follow my work on YouTube and Instagram. So I am your host, Gaurav Vadera from India, New Delhi. I have been into astrology more than 25 years now. I started up as early as 1996. I had many brilliant teachers, spiritual teachers and astrologers, great astrologers who became my guru at a very early stage in life. I have been a psychic by birth. I had a very high intuition power since my childhood. I can even intuit questions of people without them telling me anything, many a times. Many a times, I intuit the questions of the person without them mentioning anything. I make use of astrology for future forecasting. I am also into dream interpretation. Now, dream interpretation, जिसे हम हिंदी में कहते हैं स्वप्न विज्ञान. So if anybody has trouble understanding the conversation in English, अगर किसी को भी इंग्लिश में प्रॉब्लम है समझने में तो हैंड रेस कर दे, मैं फिर हिंदी में भी बताऊंगा जो मैं कह रहा हूं. So I also do dream interpretation. Now, dream interpretation is an integral part of future forecasting neglected by a lot of readers. And my references to dream interpretation is not Google. Google gives you wrong information. I interpret a dream from ancient scriptures. If you have a theme, अगर आपका एक theme है dream के अंदर, जैसे traveling, if you frequently see a dream where you are traveling, you're packing for traveling, you're boarding a train, you're boarding a bus, you're going in a car, you're thinking about going somewhere, so that becomes a theme, travel. So that becomes even more important for you. So traveling, so dream interpretation is very, very important. I'm also into tarot reading, but I prefer Vedic tarot rather than the Western tarot. So these are the courses on the screen. If any of you is interested in any of courses, they can contact me directly and inquire about these courses. The best part of my teachings is I have many students. I don't do group teaching. I only conduct classes one-to-one, because astrology is something which can only be given by a teacher to a pupil by understanding the level of the student. Some may be quick learners, some may be slow. Some may have previous knowledge of astrology, others may not. So understanding their level is very important. And I conduct my classes one-to-one. That is my only specialty. I don't want a blot on my name that I studied from Gaurav and I was not able to predict. I was not able to learn. I will make you predict. That is for guaranteed. Anyway, too much of Gaurav now. Let's come down to the topic. Rahu. Rahu is black in color. Many think, many have been taught Saturn is black. Oh dear mighty, oh God, pick a telescope. If you do not have a telescope, go to site of NASA. Go to other websites, go to Google and check how does Saturn appear in the sky. It appears blue in color. According to ancient scriptures, Saturn is called Neelambar, which means Neel. Neel means Neela, which means blue. And even in the sky, you look at it, it appears blue. Even with naked eye, on a clear night in the sky, आप Saturn को देखिए, शनि आपको नीला नजर आएगा. And this is a huge mistake by many astrologers, by many teachers. They say it is dark. It is very much clear to the naked eye. It is blue. Rahu is black, which is not visible in the black sky because it is not actually a planet. Saturn is blue, Rahu is black, formed by eclipse. What happens at an eclipse? Sun is shadowed by moon. And we have the shadow on the earth, which is not blue, it is black. Black, dark, dirty, fatty, hard labor. Rahu stands for hard labor. It is a very diplomatic planet. Why? You can't assess something which is shadow. If there is a rope in the shadow or there is a rope in the dark, one may presume it to be a snake. Illusion, deception, misconception, and something which you cannot understand. Why diplomatic? Anybody can think that. Why diplomatic? It is a planet which shadows and eclipses the sun, who is the king in the royal cabinet. राजा सूर्य को, जो सूर्य राजा है, सबसे ऊंचा बैठा हुआ है पॉलिटिक्स की गद्दी पे, उसको भी ये ग्रहण लगा देता है. इतना तेज है राहु. It is so sharp that it eclipses the highest, the supremacy in our solar system, which is sun, standing for the king. So somebody who can eclipse a king has to be diplomatic. There is reasoning and rationale behind every characteristic. There are many characteristics. Let me take them a little faster now. I hope I'm not going too slow. May get cheated by a friend or lover. Suddenly, new relationship may start. Avoid it. I have given the guidance. Avoid. If you are entering into a new relationship recently, or you are entering into a relationship during this transit, you have to be extra cautious. A friend can cheat you. And if it is a lover, high probability. Suddenly, the relationship, the identification of this relationship can be, it will be instantaneous. You meet somebody at your workplace, all of a sudden, somebody new has joined, or you join a new office. You go to a club, you meet your friends, and somebody new is called upon. This is sudden start. Avoid that sudden start. Take it slow. If you want to start it, the least you can do is take it slow. Lack of clarity due to burdened from past issues. If there are issues like family disturbance, relationship disturbance, disturbance from kids or disturbance to kids, disturbance from debts, disturbance from mortgage, litigation, any past issue, health, work, relationship, anything. If you are burdened from past, lack of clarity in that. And lastly, I told you, good for which ascendants? Good for ascendants and moon sign: Gemini, Cancer, Libra, Scorpio, Aquarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So this is an Indian horoscope, not to be feared. We have in Western charts, we have a circular chart starting from the middle left-hand side. We have the ascendant at the middle left-hand side. But as you can see, we have Aries in the top middle here. So I'll just, kind of point to it. Just one sec. So this becomes your ascendant. This becomes your second house. This is the first house. This is the second. This is the third. This is the fourth. This is the fifth, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So these are the houses in the natural order, starting Aries ascendant. So nothing to be feared. In the Western chart, we have it in the left-hand side, in the middle. We have in the square chart, we have it at the top in the middle, but the cycle is same, anti-clockwise. The horoscope revolves anti-clockwise, either in the Western chart or in the Indian chart. So nothing to be scared of. Now coming down to the 27 constellations or the 3 nakshatra in individual sign. So since Rahu will transit in Aries, so I'll explain Aries. As you can see, Aries has 3 different portions, one in gray, another in white, and the third smaller portion in orange, associated to the colors of the planets ruling them. So we have 3 different portions of nakshatra in every zodiac sign. So what planets rules these 3 different portions? Every planet rules one portion. So what is the first portion that is ruled here is by Ketu, or the south node, that is called Ashwini Nakshatra. The second portion in white is ruled by Venus, and the nakshatra, the constellation, is Bharani. The third portion that is ruled by sun is called Kritika. So we have three different constellations. We have three different nakshatras in Aries itself, making three different variation in the results of Rahu. So Rahu is not going to, give the same results for 18 months. It's going to give different results depending upon the lords of these constellations, and not just lords. Every constellation has a symbol, a beautiful symbol attached to it. The symbology is very important. Why symbol is important? Let me give you the reason to it. Symbol is important because ancient, when they looked in the sky, what they used to see, okay, this is a particular constellation. It looks like a bed. It is a square. It is a group of 4 stars in the shape of a bed. So they assumed the impact of bed when that planet was transiting that particular constellation. So every constellation has a particular shape. And according to that shape, we have derived a creature or a living thing or an object, which kind of has some relevance to us, has some resemblance. Anita ji has raised her hand. Anita ji, do you have trouble understanding this in English? I'll just unmute you, please. Or you want to ask something? I have unmuted you, Anita ji. Do you have anything to ask me? Anita ji, you are on mute. Kindly unmute yourself.
No, sir. I understand.
Okay. So, 3 different portions with 3 different ruling planets, 3 different symbols. Let us understand that. I hope there is no confusion to understanding nakshatras. Now, somebody was asking how 108 parts. If you look closely enough, for every part of constellation, it has again 4 different portions. It is divided into 4 different lines. Look for a little, look at it a little more closely. These are divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one portion of sun. So these are total 9 different portions in one zodiac sign. So multiply 12 zodiac signs into 9, you get 108. So 108 different results. But I am not going to get into those 108. I'm not going to get into those 4 different variations of a nakshatra. I'll only cover nakshatra today, because it is not about getting into the depth of complexity. It is all about getting into the initial picture, understanding the initial picture first. If you do not understand the basics, if you do not have a strong foundation of the building, then you cannot raise a building 20-story, 50-story high. If the foundation pillars are strong enough, if your basics are strong enough, you will become a very good predictor. You will become a very good astrologer. You will become a very good analyzer, everything. So let's move on to nakshatra results now. Rahu transit in Aries in Kritika nakshatra. Why I am taking Kritika first, although it is a 3rd nakshatra in the natural order, because Rahu is going, it is retrograde. The motion of Rahu is retrograde. From 29 degrees in Aries, it will move to 28, 25, 20, 15, 5, 1, and eventually then into Pisces. So that is why I am covering the 3rd nakshatra first. So Kritika is ruled by sun. Kritika is ruled by sun. And what is the symbol of this nakshatra? The symbol of this nakshatra is a surgical knife, a scalpel. So, improvement in health after considerable treatment, not just like that. It is a scalpel. It is a knife. So, improvement in health after considerable treatment. So, somebody who has an impending health issue, this is the time to find a solution, to find a cure. Don't delay it. Don't delay it, because if you delay it, the next transits may not be that much helpful. Trouble for lenient with rules and discipline. The talk, if you want to understand detailed results of nakshatra, I have a nakshatra course. It's been 25 years since I have been a consultant and a teacher in this field. I teach Vedic astrology, advanced Vedic astrology, covering medical astrology, marital astrology, and profession. I also conduct Horary Astrology, Prashna Kundli, Nakshatra Jyotish, Krishnamurthi Padatti, Nadi Jyotish. Vedic Vastu, which is the Astro Vastu concept, analyzing the architecture and its harmony according to the energies of the environment. I also conduct research classes which are on demand for special people who have already been doing astrology from many, many years. And Vedic Tarot. It is a different concept altogether. So if you want to join any of these classes, you can contact me directly. I'll mention the link for a WhatsApp group again in the chat for people who have recently joined. You can join my WhatsApp group and you can follow my work on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel for latest updates. You can join the WhatsApp group so you can be informed about the latest workshops, the latest courses being conducted.
नहीं, बहुत मजा आया. आपका चेहरा भी बहुत खूबसूरत है सर, और आपका नॉलेज भी बहुत शानदार है. और बस सर एक था कि आपके जो आपने जो व्हाट्सएप नंबर बताया था उसके 2 डिजिट स्क्रीन में कहीं छूट गए थे लास्ट वाले, तो आपका नंबर मुझे 77 के बाद क्या है सर वो?
I'll repeat my number, 786. You have to prefix +91 if you are outside from India. You have to prefix +91 for India. Then it is 786 101 101 7777. I'll repeat again, +91 786 101 7777.
मजा आया सर, बहुत शानदार था.
Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद सर, आपने हम लोगों को ज्ञानार्जन दिया, आपने ज्ञानार्जित किया.
A very open offer to everyone. I have done previous webinars on the transit of Jupiter, Saturn, and today Rahu. I will be posting these on my YouTube channel very soon. You can view these. If you have a topic of choice, I will do that topic in the next session. I can give you one topic, one beautiful topic, my own research. By looking at your horoscope, you can instantly tell what is the purpose of your life. And I am writing a book on this by 5 different methods. How to analyze by 5 different methods what is the purpose of your life, and the beauty is by all those 5 methods you will get the same purpose. But I will be doing a session, if all of you agree to this, on a topic. What is the purpose of my life? What is my soul's purpose? Meri atma ki journey kya hai? What is the journey of my soul? This is one beautiful topic. If you have any other suggestion, if you want Ketu transit, then I'll do Ketu transit.
No, sir, purpose of life, Gaurav, sir.
Yeah.
Nitya here.
Hands up to that as well.
Yes, my vote also for purpose of
Kindly
life.
raise your hand if you want to go for the purpose of life. Kindly raise your hand. Okay. Purpose of life. Purpose of life.
We'd be silly not to.
Sorry.
I said we'd be silly not to.
Yes.
So purpose of life next Saturday, not Ketu. Purpose of life.
Yes.
So I will see you all in the next session. What is the purpose of your life? And I will add something new secrets, I will reveal some new secrets, new intricate secrets in that session. And I will definitely make it very easy and I will make sure of it. All of you, at least all of you, are able to understand what is the journey of your life.